Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful people across the whole world, welcome back to this part! It's time to go to Hans' grave. Not to be confused with Kilgrave, who's compelling. Did you guys watch Jessica Jones, by the way?
Oh, fuck yes.
Oh my god, one of my favorite television series ever. Oh my gosh. Oh my squee.
It was really good.
I would go to Syberia to watch Jessica Jones.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was really good. It's a hat.
I need a key.
I need a key. I hope Dan doesn't call me and yell at me for getting on trains. Dear Yahoo Answers, my boyfriend gets so upset whenever I'm out of town and need to get on a train. What would you do? Bill, if this was the question you saw in Yahoo Answers, how would you answer?
I would say, my intelligence platform is not certified to allow me to answer, Kate Walker.
Answer solved. Best answer by voter.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Good.
Okay, so here's what I remember. I remember the key behind the cross. Hold on, we have to get at the right angle to go up a staircase. Can't.
Behind the cross.
Okay. Alright,
Red Rover, let Oscar come over.
remember this? And in the hole there was a key.
I do remember this. Good times. Good times.
And then something happened. We came over here and we like opened. We did this. Have we touched this?
This thing's jammed.
Well, I don't think we've touched this thing.
Well, because it's jammed.
It's a wind-up dresser.
Jesus, there's a lot of like
Priestly
Bibles
goodness.
and things.
Oh!
Are we in a church? Is that where we are? Oh, fuck, you
I
got
have a key! G! To my successor, the Valadilen parish priest, the sanctity of confession is a sacred vow. So these revelations are the result of much soul-searching and reflection. Can you guys read that? Do you want to read the next paragraph?
Kind of?
It's tough. If you could just go ahead and maybe read that, that would be better.
One day in
go
March
ahead.
1938, Rudolf Vorarlberg knocked at my door. I was a young priest then, and I was overawed by the dominant personality of the town's most important figure. I remember it was raining that day, and beneath his dripping hair, Monsieur Vorarlberg's face was the very expression of eternal pain itself. Through gritted teeth, his eyes swimming with grief, he announced that his son Hans had just died. He wanted me to come immediately to bless the body. I entered the dark drawing room at the family home, semicolon. Hans' coffin was set in the middle. Sealed shut, Monsieur Vorarlberg explained to me that he wanted no one to see the body of his son. Hans' badly mangled corpse had been discovered at the bottom of a precipice. At the bottom of a... I remember that word from when Penny Arcade made a game.
Oh yeah.
It was presumed that he had slipped and fallen badly. Despite his 18 years of age, the young Vorarlberg did not have all his faculties. I believed him. I led the funeral and officiated the mass and burial. We buried Hans Vorarlberg with all the dignity and solemnity befitting such a tragedy. Befitting such a tragedy. Life indeed hangs by a thread, and I would have surely forgotten this episode. Only ... Several years later, after her father's death, Anna Vorarlberg had an accident at the factory and nearly died. Such a close call with death seemed to awake her, a need to confess. What I heard that day would haunt my dreams thereafter. She told me that the
Warning. Accent failing. Warning. Accent hull breached. Warning.
She told me that the body of her younger brother Hans was not at rest in the family tomb for the simple reason that he was still alive. I had blessed the sanctified and empty coffin. I had assisted and sanctioned the masquerade staged by Rudolf Vorarlberg himself to exercise the blind hatred he felt for his son. His son had left and he had felt betrayed. A man who preferred to believe and make others believe his son was dead rather than accept the truth had shamefully deceived me. What a shitty sentence. Let's read that one more time. A man who preferred to believe and make others believe his son had died rather than accept this truth had shamefully deceived me. What a train wreck of a sentence. But we can only cause the train wreck if we encounter two objects that will fit in the luggage cases and get approval for the train wreck to begin.
That's right. What kind of priest was I?
What kind of priest was I? And what
would
kind
I
of priest would I
become?
become? Bill, you got the rest of this. You know how to say it like a real man. I only know how to say it like a flib nerb.
A libnerb. Our merciful father alone will be my judge. It is my duty to inform you that one of your flock is still unaccounted for. I leave this terrible secret in your hands to do with what you will. Leon Barnard, priest.
Wait, no, that's a G. It's Leon Gonard, comma, priest.
I think it says Barnard.
Leon Gonard.
Pretty sure you'll find it's Barnard.
Can we argue about this, guys?
Gonard and Barnard, priest and priest.
I have a Barnard right now.
What was
Hey, baby cat.
Nice.
was Syberia originally written in English?
You'd think.
It was written in English, translated into mass market, which means that it's Despy. Give me a meow, Despy.
The game was produced entirely in Montreal.
Hi. Oh, sacré
So
bleu.
could be anything.
Ah, oui, oui, oui. Hans Vorarlberg.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui, très
Ouais.
oui.
Ouais. Timmy, ouais. Ouais.
Wait, I'm confused by this sentence. Benoit Sokai indicated in an interview that at one time the development team were considering to create one single game for the Syberia story, but decided not to as it was so large.
Uh-oh.
So, are there multiple Syberia games then?
Shall we put it in one game? No, with this much notary approval mechanics, we need to grow it into at least 3.
There's no filler here.
Now!
Oh
open.
shit. Syberia was followed by a sequel, Syberia 2, which continued Kate Walker's voyage to Syberia. Guys, we're not gonna make it to Syberia. I
Shit.
think that's the point.
Shit. We're gonna get through one half of the story.
What? You've got to be not... You're lying into my face. You're
In 2009,
Where are you lying?
Microids announced that Syberia 3 would be released on PC and PlayStation 3.
Why microids?
But
Why
I
that
don't-
name?
I don't know.
Like, have a seat. No, it's really painful for my microids.
It's only a little painful.
It's uncomfortable for me, really.
Into
The game is
depths.
scheduled for release in 2016.
What? No.
Yeah.
Hans!
Your grave shall be exhumed.
This Hans is
Spiders
an awesome
climb
Hans.
and stinky times emanate from the tomb. While Vorarlberg's...
Mountain Fall kills local figure from
I don't think
1938.
you can just... You can't make it true by burying the news clip in the coffin.
Yeah. The Vorarlberg family was struck by tragedy yesterday. Rudolf Vorarlberg discovered the lifeless body of his son Hans at the bottom of a precipice. What's that is
100% not true.
that is such a specific thing to say. Oh my god. He seems to be at the bottom of this precipice. Loose rocks and poor visibility occasioned by the incoming mist were probably the cause of the young man's fall. This is the theory put forward by the family, as there was no witnesses. Hans has just turned 18 years of age. 8 years ago, he suffered a similar serious accident, from which he never fully recovered the full use of his mental faculties. Despite living almost as a recluse, he was still a well-known figure, as the future of Vorarlberg manufacturing lay in his hands. We at the Valerian Gazette wish to extend our deepest sympathy to his family and express our sincere condolences to Rudolf Vorarlberg, the reindeer, and his daughter Anna, who today become the sole inheritor of the automaton factory.
Oh. So somebody's trying to push people off. There's a whole lot of people without a whole lot of faculties going on. You ever notice that? A lot of precipices. This
Price
whole town's
pieces.
just a bunch of precipices.
All right, so now I have the thing. Now I need to go as far away from this thing as possible to put the music cylinder into the music cylinder player that's in the office of Emil Borberg in the factory above the place where we found Oscar, the man who wasn't satisfied with legs.
I literally
Oscar!
don't know what you're saying. I hope that you're following all of that, Sean, because
Yeah, we got a Valadilen voice cylinder, and there's only one place that we know that plays voice cylinders, and it's in the office of Anna Vorarlberg
Do we
in the
know
factory.
that? I don't know that. I feel like
We
I don't know
do! GG! Let's do it.
Thank God someone's playing this game. It seems like all you ever do for Oscar is give him more and more ability to locomote. Like, first it's legs, then it's a train. What the fuck? Oscar.
We're gonna give him a continent, and we're gonna let him shift as he wishes.
Continental shifters.
I feel like we've done everything, and all it's taken is 3 sessions of this game. This game is an awesome game.
Uh-oh.
Bump!
Do not look directly at the automaton.
No.
The soul auxiliary will become enraged.
They don't
Think
really
about
paint
automatons.
us. You know, I feel like they don't paint us as the cunning detective I wish we were. We're just kind of an indifferent Kate Walker.
We are in a different Kate Walker who just wants to get home.
I don't understand.
She's just trying to buy a factory, really.
I guess that's true.
Everywhere around the world, they're going to Syberia.
Yes! Oh, what the shit? Alright, I'm out of ideas, guys.
Wait, can you put it a little
Does it
lower
not
in there?
work?
Put it a little
Oh!
lower in there.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit, son.
Where are you hiding?
What is happening?
We've got to go home. We're late. Very late. Anna, over there. What do you mean over there? Please, Hans. We've got to go. It's a secret.
What is happening?
Got to swear. Okay. I, Anna Vorarlberg, swear to my brother Hans to never ever mention.
I info dump Vorarlberg.
Oh shit.
It's right there.
This is a really good technology.
But it's dark in there. Don't
It's a
worry,
cutscene
I took a
cylinder.
lantern from the factory. Girls, honestly. You won't look so clever when Father notices you've stolen one of his lanterns.
You also forgot to say the end of your dialogue just now.
I'm all covered in mud because of you.
Irk.
Look, Anna.
Women hate dirty things. Marmot.
I've seen paintings like this in a library book. They're like you swore, Anna. It's a secret between you and me. Hey, look. There's something else up there. Come on.
It's a Momo.
It's like a toy.
Jesus, I didn't need to read the whole
Careful,
fucking
Hans.
diary.
Give me some light. But Hans, it's much too high.
Woo, Hans! Woo!
Careful, Hans.
Oh, Hans! Hans!
Hans, know your faculties.
Hans, be careful.
Oh, you'll lose your faculties, Hans! No!
No.
GG!
For weeks, my brother lay in a coma. hanging
Whoa.
between life and death.
How
And
did
then
they
one
get
morning
the
he opened
model
his
to
eyes.
do that?
But I knew he would never be the same again. We never did return to the cave. And to this day, I have never ever betrayed our secret.
Except for recording it into like a dramatized.
what-
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's a drama cylinder.
It's drama cylinder.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Oh, so the two characters are part of the cylinder.
Yeah.
What the
Oh,
shit?
yeah.
I just picked it up. What the?
Hans on a mechanical toy.
I.
Do you have to put it back on there now?
It's on a mechanical.
No, I bet you $1 million. that
And a
was put on
mechanical.
the train.
Yeah, it's probably the second item.
Yeah, I mean, because basically, we had all these like things that we could do, and it like didn't make any sense. And then we started to just do the activity at each of the locations that was dangling. The only place that we hadn't gone to was the tomb. So we go to the tomb, and I just hoped that the key was somewhere nearby, because if it wasn't, that sucks. And looks like we have everything we need to get the train now, so GG.
GG LeMayo. From the desk of Pepe
LeMayo.
A. LeMayo.
But we haven't really done very much this episode, right? We built legs,
We built legs. We got a ticket.
we notarized it, and then we got a key.
We found an elephant.
Look, I mean, this is mostly walking.
That's right.
I mean, we did walk a lot, guys.
We did, like, actually, the amount of walking is astounding in this game. It's a good thing that this mammoth doll-powered train that requires a ticket and a notary is ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, wouldn't it be funny if the game just ended right here?
This
Wow.
is it. End of game.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. It's like, alright, off to Syberia, and then it's just like, well, thanks for playing.
There was too much story.
Too much. It was just too much. It was just too much story, man. That was it. No, we really ran out of things. And alright. Let's talk to douche man Take Ticket.
Hello, I am Doucheman McTicket.
I'm here to take ticket. I'm a douche.
There you are, Oscar. Does this mean we can leave now?
Hey, Oscar, do you like the looks of this?
Ticket for the moment, Kate Walker.
Why?
I don't understand why we can't leave. I'd hate to think it's me that's delaying the train like this.
I do
Oscar?
not wish to appear impolite, Kate Walker, but I am afraid that not all departure conditions have been fulfilled.
If that's a joke, Oscar, it's not very funny. I really need to find Hans Vorarlberg as quickly as possible.
I have strict instructions to obey. There are 3 spaces in the luggage compartment that are designed to accommodate 2 very important objects. The train can only depart when they are in place. Please excuse me now. I must return to my departure preparations.
Did we not
I
just do
wouldn't want to
that?
break any rules.
What a bastard, man.
What a dick, right?
I'm gonna take his legs off and hang them back up.
I unmake them. Unmake those fucking legs.
These shelves look as if they're made for...
Yeah, you think? Hey!
What? Is that it?
Wait, seriously? Are those things? Do you need
What
to
else you
find
got?
2 more?
Like a lighter, and like a piece of string. Does the job of the hut chair.
What?
I think you're gonna have to
How
go
about
on
now?
Inventory Quest 2016.
Inventory quest.
Oh, now it worked. Wait, so you put...
Right, everything is
2
in order then. The train is finally ready to leave.
What?
Not
I
yet,
am
Kate
terribly
Walker.
embarrassed. Such ignorance on my part is inadmissible. I hope you still have confidence in my abilities, Kate Walker.
What?
Please return to your seat and we can leave.
What is he talking about?
Finally.
He's just apologizing in general.
I'm sorry, I'm this way, Kate Walker. I'm damaged. I had a bad childhood. I was in no
I had
legs
no
on
legs.
a chair. Alright.
Apologizing doesn't mean you don't have to change, Oscar. Ah, the Batmobile rides again.
The Batmo train. I hope they need help in the one stop.
It'd be funny if the train went like 50 yards and stopped.
This is a lot of train tracks to have built.
You know what this feels like, guys? An ending cinematic.
It better not be.
That would be amazing. That would be
If this
so
is an ending
fucking
cinematic,
amazing.
then this is actually the worst game that I've ever played.
She fell asleep, she wakes up, you're back at the same place. You'll need another ticket, Kate Walker.
Yes, it's not the end of the game! Woo! Alright, we got more game to play. Baby.
The room switched sides, though. Better pick up your stuff.
Really? You have to fucking pick it all back up?
Defuk.
It's just doing shit.
Wait, what was the part where he said there are 3 locations in the baggage compartment for 2 special objects?
When it looked like there was 5
There's 4.
compartments
There
for
was a
3
shelf for
special
4
objects.
objects, and I could put 2 there, and there was also 2 more objects that we have.
There's at least 6
I can't
spots.
do anything. I can't control. It's removed control from me, and I need to be in control.
This is where Kate Walker stands until she dies.
Sean has control issues.
Yeah, I actually have what's known as a lack of control issue. Where I actually can't do anything. I'm just sitting here, hands off, hands free.
Control.
The control, it is not working. It is broken.
I don't need that for the time being.
Well, why don't you just not give
Are
me
you
the...
sure?
Are you sure, Kate Walker?
How do
can...
you know
No point
that,
weighing my-
Kate?
I just arrived at a location, no point bringing my luggage. What an idiot would do that?
Oh,
Kate
looks
Walker.
like that sweater was made of toothpaste.
I don't even know what that means.
Where are we?
Why
Oscar?
am I dressed like a
The
guerrilla
residents of
soldier,
Hochstadt
Kate Walker?
University.
And do we really
Bohochstadt?
have to stop here?
Bergstadt?
The situation is incompatible with the pursuit of our journey.
What are you waiting for then?
What the fuck are you
Line
talking
up,
about?
Find a way. There must be some sort of train winding thing just laying around in this weirdo
Why?
station.
You need a train
I have seen
winding
nothing
thing?
that fits that description, Kate Walker.
I guess
The
we'd
train
better
winders
find
of
out, then.
Weirdo Station.
Wait, I don't
not
understand.
like
Wait,
this station.
what?
The atmospheric humidity is detrimental to my sophisticated wheel workings. I will wait for you inside the train.
Sure, Oscar.
Wimp.
Oh,
The
yeah.
counter to metal is humidity, Kate Walker.
Wait, okay.
And to
So-
think that when I first became a lawyer, I was worried I'd get stuck behind a desk.
Is something wrong,
LeMayo.
Kate
I didn't
Walker?
know that I'd get
Is
stuck
the
behind
restroom
an
car service
Oscar.
not to your liking? Would you like another pillow?
Don't worry, Oscar. Everything's just hunky-dory.
Donkey
And
Chunky.
you are just hunky-dory, too.
You're kind of hunky, Dory.
You're kind of hunky.
Romance, bro.
I would rather date
am-
you than Dan, who's a sack of also humidity negatively affecting gears.
After her boyfriend, anyone
Oscar,
looks
we have a
good.
serious problem. How can we carry on our journey if this train doesn't want to budge? What are our options?
To get it moving,
Every
Kate
clock
Walker.
has its key, Kate Walker. Keep looking.
I think
Every
you're right.
every
Let me go see
clock
what I can find.
has its key.
Just
Kate
like
Walker. Is that...
every clock has its key.
Okay, so
I think they were supposed to say that while like leaning in close.
Every clock has its key. I feel like the metaphors are getting mixed up.
no, but it's literally not a metaphor. It's a train that works on clockwork.
It's a clockwork train,
It's a clockwork train.
and it
But,
needs
but
to be
that
one.
doesn't feel right. That's like a penny saved keeps the doctor away. You know what I mean?
It does,
like,
though.
It doesn't.
technically.
It's like wait. What did you say to me? Because I feel like you didn't say what you said to me. A penny saved keeps the doctor away. Really? Oh, I mean, okay. You know, because it's like every door has its key. That's the phrase I know. And every broken clock is right twice a day.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but clocks also have keys.
Yeah.
It's like every potato has eyes and every clock has hands, and every Hans has clocks. Just like every clock man sings a strange, sad song.
Every clock has its key. Mission!
Oscar, we have a serious...
Every clock has its
It-
key.
Well, Oscar,
So, okay,
there's no
first of
way
all,
you could help
it's
me find a way
weird
to
that
wind
the
the
train
back up
ran
again.
out of
Rust awaits my
Wind up.
every movement if I
Windiness.
leave this train, Kate
windiness,
Walker.
right?
And what would you do with a rusty engine
And
driver?
second of all,
What would you do with
a rusty engine? What
would you do with a rusty engine?
What would you do with a rusty engine driver, Kate Walker? I
They
suppose
call
I'd
me
call
Rusty
Dan.
Engine Driver, Kate Walker.
I think that Kate Walker is a sociopath. She doesn't seem to have feelings.
Nope. Well, I mean, she's a protagonist. In a game.
in an
Of course
adventure
she's a
game,
sociopath.
specifically.
That's actually a really good point. Has there ever been a game where the protagonist isn't sociopathic when controlled by a character?
I think that there are a number of games where the characters are given a lot more control and motivation than in a game like this. I'm okay.
Fair
so
enough.
I'm playing,
I
I just
concede
started
my point.
playing Until Dawn, right? And Until Dawn is designed. It's like a Telltale game, but I think it's a better example of this than a Telltale game. It's designed
Really?
where you are controlling characters and helping them make decisions, but they are, you're not controlling everything about them. They have like a lot of independent autonomy, I guess, as characters. And so they don't feel like sociopaths. Whereas I feel like characters that are, super subjective, to use the BioWare term, that are designed to be blank slates that the player imposes themselves on, those tend to be super fucking sociopathic.
Gotcha.
Link is a fucking sociopath.
Oh my god, Link is insane, isn't he?
Right?
He breaks into a castle because he had a dream. And he smashes
he
pots.
breaks into every building he can find. He breaks into everything. Wow. Yeah.
A game where you're not sociopathic just involves you going home to the house that you own. And barely being able to pay the rent. And then when you go outside and jump, someone says, "Hey, stop jumping."
That's why video games are so good. You can jump.
Wow. We've really hit the nail twice a day.
We've nailed the hit on the head. For every nail, there's a
Oscar?
wood.
I think that Hans Vorarlberg once stayed in this town after he left Valadilen.
Wait, why do you
This
think
wasn't
that?
a chance stopover after all.
Nothing
Wait,
is left
what?
to
I
chance
don't-
in a railroad network.
You agree with me then?
What?
I'm an
We
impulsive
have
thinker.
no concrete proof to
really
support
don't
your
understand what's
hypothesis.
happening.
The train stopped because the clockwork mechanism is unwound. That is
What the
only
fuck?
concrete evidence we have, Kate Walker.
I was
This
just
isn't
hoping for
really
a little
how evidence
imagination
works.
on your part, Oscar.
No, Kate Walker. I am only an automaton, Kate Walker.
Despite my sole auxiliary, Kate Walker.
I don't necessarily have a real soul, it's just a large gear, Kate Walker.
This train might be a wonder of technology, but the engine's limited autonomy is a liability. You got to admit that.
It is the very
I am
wonder of
afraid I
autonomy
refuse to entertain
liability.
this consideration, Kate Walker.
Man, fuck off, Oscar.
See you later,
accuse the reconstitution
In a while,
of
Kate
the
Walker.
exorbitant use of monetary syllabic
Okay.
words.
That was the best exchange in the entire game.
It was?
See you later, alligator. In a while, Kate Walker.
Download the Alligatrix.
Oh my god. Well, this is anticlimactic.
Kate, wait, okay. So this whole sequence has been full of Kate revealing knowledge that I did not have. And I don't know if that's because I haven't been paying attention.
Whoa!
But I feel like it's
Words.
because Kate Walker is just fucking saying things.
So,
Yeah, she's bonkers, out of control.
I want to take a moment. Let me just...
Let's do.
I want to talk about doors.
Kate Walker? About what?
I want to talk about doors. We're about to talk about doors. So I'm just gonna, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. We're in a new location. I think our progress was pretty good. But on the idea of doors, we've talked about this before. That there's a certain sense of progress that
Going through a door.
yeah, like, so here's an example. So let's say I go up to a guard, and the guard says, "I'm not going to let you pass unless you
Right.
get me some food."
Yeah.
Let's imagine you spend 10 minutes trying to solve the area and you get him some food and he says, okay, come through. And you get into the next room. And there's another guard who says, well, I'm not going to let you through unless you get me a rubber ducky. And you spend 10 minutes trying to get the rubber ducky and you get through that door. Unless this happens 3, 4, 5 times. Obviously, this is boring if it's literally a guard that says, give me the object I need. But this idea
I wouldn't put yourself down like that. You can keep going with the story.
Yeah, so like imagine if it, like in that, I like that because there's that sense of progress. I've gotten through 3 rooms, and now I'm on the 4th room, and I feel all this stuff behind me that I've done.
Well, technically speaking, the first 2 should be normal, and then the third should just be crazy. That's the rule of 3s in comedy.
Well, I mean, however the fuck they're structured, even if you're in the 3rd room and it's a crazy thing, you have 2 rooms behind you that are done. Mm-hmm. And so that's that gives you this feeling of progression where you're getting deeper down the chain. But what I don't like is when there is one door and it's just increasingly elaborate. I have to do a broader series of steps just to get through the one thing. So if the guard said, I need some food, and if you go to the restaurateur who says, I'll give you some food as long as you help my daughter get out of jail, and you go to the jail and they say, well, release the daughter if you can give us proof that she didn't commit the crime. When you find the proof, the guy's like, I'm going to give you evidence so long as you can help me repair my boat. And repair the boat, it's like, well, the oak tree won't give me its wood unless I high-five him, and he's a really high hand. And so you go through all this stuff, and then finally you high-five.
You should write a game, Sean.
Yeah, you should. You should be a game designer.
Working on one.
Yeah.
It's an RTS where you high-five trees.
That's good.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good one, actually. Isn't it called Undertale?
Hey! How's it
Wow.
So, and then you have to, so you go, oh, okay, so you get the wood from the tree, you fix the boat, you get the evidence, you release the daughter, and you get the food, and you give it to the guard who's like, all right, come in. So what did you do? You had that feeling of, oh, I want to take one step past this door. And it was just a fucking drag to take that one step past that door. And this is something that I actually liked quite a bit about the first part of, what was the game? Broken Age. There was a lot of that feeling of you're done with this area, you did it, go to the next area. Okay, you're done with this, now go to the next area. So I sort of felt this progress happening. And this moment right here gives me that sense of like, we're going to Syberia, and look, just stop for a moment, let's go through here. And it's sort of like a weird middle ground because it very obviously means that I'm not dealing with anything in Vorarlberg. But it just said, surprise, you're going to Syberia. No, you're going to Brockelsplat, or whatever it's called.
Wherever we are.
Brockelsplatz.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's Brockelsplatz. Yeah.
I don't necessarily like it's like a framing thing. If it was just like this train heads towards Syberia, but there are many stops along the way. It's like a little subtle framing that lets me know that I've made progress, but I hate when it's like, go to Syberia, you're going to go to Syberia, you're going to go to Syberia, Syberia. We're here now. Isn't that weird?
Where the hell are we?
Which is like a little different from
Syberia.
You almost made progress.
Like I feel like in novels or just traditional storytelling, something like this is a little bit more acceptable. Where if it's like, we need to go Guardians of the Galaxy. We need to save the universe from whatever, and we're stuck in a prison.
Yep.
So now we need to get out of the prison, right? It's a hard detour. The stuff that goes on in the prison doesn't really have as much to do with the rest of the sequence of events. It's just a thing that occurs. So I feel like we're in this place that's just a thing that occurred. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy I enjoyed watching. I thought that was nice. It was like a fun watch. But here, now that I've just been thrown into some decrepit university covered in plants with ladders, I'm more jarred than I am intrigued, and I don't really feel that sense of progress that I felt before.
I totally get what you're saying, Sean, but I don't know if it's a fundamental flaw with that format or if it's the way that it's presented. Because I mean, when you're talking about this sort of thing, and you're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, I recently watched Children of Men for the first time.
Good movie.
Fucking good movie. And thinking about like a movie like that or Gravity, like the idea behind those movies by the same director whose name Alfonso Cuarón. Like his movies are all about like a character is trying to do something fairly simple, and they keep getting thrown into fucking problem after fucking problem.
Yeah, try-fail cycles.
But they're extremely compelling, right? Like you are emotionally invested in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're like edge of your seat movies, and so I feel like I mean, like I don't have an interactive media example, so it's possible that you're right that there is something fundamentally different between a movie and a game.
Yeah,
but I actually think I'm not sure that I agree that that's true.
Yeah, it's more of an observation. I don't actually know if it's a very strong point, like because I bring up Guardians of the Galaxy because it's an example of this arbitrary obstacle that has to be overcome that doesn't have a significant bearing to the greater storyline. We have to get out of the damn prison. Or, in Gravity, all the like, oh no, the interruptible receptacles are now going to be raining down on the space station. We have to deal with this problem. Like, that was all those little obstacles I really enjoyed as well. So, I mean, there's tons of examples in linear media that I totally get.
Sure.
And I'm sure there's probably one in an interactive setting. But consistently, I've been annoyed at games that try to do this like broad, here's the door that you just need to cross. Look at all the problems that are going on. You're going to spend the whole game solving them, and then you step one step past the door.
Yeah.
That just annoys me. I like the feeling of mission 1, mission 2, mission 3, mission 4. If a game was, all right, mission 1, and mission 1 just continued to be so elaborate that once you got to mission 2, you were 20 hours into the game, and after mission 2, the game was done.
You must hate solving Towers of Hanoi, then.
And, I mean, I think it's like a presentation issue where, like...
Yeah.
All that I think I needed in Syberia was a statement that there was something in between us and Syberia that was on the road there. We have to go to the university in order to find out the stuff that we need. Just to plant in my mind a little bit that there is a step that I've taken. Because, I don't know about you, but when we pulled up to this new station, it felt like a step backwards.
It did.
No, I agree.
It felt like the plot had just screwed us over somehow.
Yeah, it was like, you did it. Fuck you, you didn't do anything.
The plot thins.
And that's like...
The plot thins.
Okay,
exactly.
So here's... I think I've uncovered my point. Via conversation with intelligent human beings, I think that I've uncovered what I'm actually trying to say.
Good.
Which is that it's very common in traditional media to have things get worse and worse and worse and worse for the main character over the course of the story, until at the climax, all these forces in the story collide and there's some great solution that happens, in the romantic comedy. It's clear that they're not gonna get a chance to be together. It's getting more dramatic. The guy is gonna marry the girl that's wrong for him, and at the very end, he walks like 2 seconds before they get married. And then they get together, right? It gets worse and worse over the course of the story until it becomes better at the very, very end. But in games and interactive media, I feel like there's a compulsion to have progress. That idea of, I have filled in 10 of my 20 checkboxes, so now I need to fill in the next 10 of them in order to complete. And I feel like those can be a little bit at odds. And obviously not massively at odds, because there's a shitload of examples of games that do it successfully. But I feel like that is what hurt me here, is that there was a claim of what I had been accomplishing, of what my progress was. Screw what the story is. Me, the player, needs progress. Surprise! You're way farther away from your goal. It's like if I had 10 checkboxes and they said, actually there's 40 checkboxes. That's not as satisfying as, here's 10 checkboxes. You did them all. Okay, let's introduce 10 more checkboxes in the next mission.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
This one seems to me like we solved a bunch of subtasks, and just as we tried to check off the main box, it was like, oh, more subtasks.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I don't know that that's never I don't know that that's always a bad idea, but I think you're right that the presentation is super important. And in the example of, you're trying to do all of this complicated stuff to get to the other side of the door. If that's how it's framed, yeah, that's not satisfying. Like, you feel like you have gone through a lot of effort to make very little progress. I think that's different than what's happening in Syberia. Sean, I think you've identified this as like we were given a false expectation of our goal. And,
Actually, yeah.
And this is so instead of like we were led to believe that we were headed towards Syberia, and rather than it actually would have been one thing if Alfonso Cuarón style, like there had been a dramatic event that interrupted our progress towards Syberia, and now we have a new problem to solve. But that's not what it felt like. Like we pulled into a station, and it was like, hey, yeah, we did it. And then I guess we didn't do it. Like,
yeah, right.
I don't really know what's going on. I feel like that's the problem. Like that's the real problem.
That's it. I think that's absolutely it. And I like this way that Cat Scratch from chat says, the game's problem is in how it presents information. You're constantly learning what's happening after your character does something, which makes the character's actions feel totally arbitrary at times.
Yeah.
I think that nails it. Just bam!
That's really good. Really good.
But, I'm pretty intrigued by the whole automaton and the it's a machine, but is it really magic? I really like that theme, like a lot. So
I think that's pretty cool.
I'm pretty forgiving.
Well, I want to know how much the game is really going to explore that theme, because I feel like the really weird arbitrary bureaucracy that the automaton made us go through in order to start the train felt like it was the beginning of an exploration of the difference between a human being and a robot. And the fact that Kate gets like really fucking frustrated with Oscar. I mean, I don't think she's gotten frustrated with anybody else. She is eminently polite to her jackass boyfriend. But Oscar
Sucks, God.
Who sucks, right?
Real sucker.
But Oscar, whose demands aren't like totally unreasonable, they're just illogically unhuman.
Yeah.
She can't stand that. Like, she can't handle that.
We need 3 dingleboards before we can leave the station. Why? Without 3 dingleboards, how can you expect the gears to turn on the train, Kate Walker? Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. And so, like, if they continue with that, if they, like, make that a real exploration of the difference between a person and an automaton, I think that could be really interesting.
Now, Bill, what do you think about this shit? Because we're about to close it.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. This game is struggling. Like, it's just... Yeah, the whole Oscar thing was just painful. Today's episode was just dicking around with Oscar. Well, except for that interesting interlude with, like, I can't keep track of all the people who have fallen off precipices and who don't have all their faculties. Like, there's so many.
Right.
It's just Hans, man.
And Momo.
Oh, Momo did fall down,
Momo...
landing upon a precipice and lose his faculties. I think that's right.
Is that right? Is that what happened to Momo?
Could be, too.
It's possible. Who knows?
Could be. You can't say for sure.
You think the precipice is 2 for 2?
I would fly to Syberia for a precipice, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, and lose all your faculties.
Oh, AK Coney says this game really doesn't deserve an Oscar. Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Boom.
GG. Well, I don't know if I have anything more to say. Do you guys have anything more to say?
No,
I don't think so. I think we pretty much nailed this show.
I'm going to finish my ale reserve. I don't know how much more I have left. Wow.
Ale reserves.
Nice. I paced myself. I'm sick. I'm so sick. When I'm done with this, I'm going to read The Sandman. I restarted reading The Sandman last night.
Nice.
It's really good.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna I'm gonna relax.
Sean?
I might play some Mass Effect?
Oh!
Hey!
Damn. My
Wait,
name is Sean Plot, Bill.
And my name is Bill Grainer.
And my name is Sean Bouchard.
Thanks for watching Mostly Walking. We'll see you next week with more Syberia. Does it end in the station of arbitrary obstaculation?
In the arbitration station. What a nomenclature.
That's good.